Shalom, 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 shalom. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the broadcast. Hallelujah, glory to the King. This is Pastor Dowell, and this is Elder Mike right here from North Kakalaki. Well, Elder Mike is up here. He's been busy hooking up a security system for us here at Straitway, so we can keep an eye on all the heathens and the pagans and people who howl at the moon and do all this other stuff and carrying on. But we've been busy today. We've been busy. All day long, everybody's been busy on both ends and stuff. We finally got the wall knocked down in the tabernacle. Thought we'd upload a couple of videos to let you see it. Go ahead and let us know how we're coming in, because it's been a while since I've actually used the means of Skype to actually speak to each and every last one of you people out there. I'm glad to know we're coming in pretty good. Of course, there's always a lot going on in this wicked world. Let's go ahead and get the normal opening that we normally do. Jerusalem still being trodden down of the Gentiles. And of course, you know, these be the day of vengeance, and is soon the Messiah soon to come, and that we thank the Father for. We still fighting sin, hell, and the devil, and overcoming in the name of Jesus. And I think we're going to continue to keep on fighting that until the kingdom comes, to just tell you the truth. So don't lose heart, be encouraged, and all that good stuff. Hallelujah. We blessed and glad to have each and every last one of you here. Brother Jermaine counted down to 6 days, 19 minutes, and 55 seconds. That's what Brother Jermaine did. Talking about till his time, till his day that he's here, that he's going to have boots on the ground. Hallelujah. And we're glad to have Brother Micah. In fact, Brother Mike, he brought Peyton and Noah and Trinity and Brother James and then what, the new little boy? Jared up. They came up and they visited. He dropped us off some foam installation. And of course, he got another run in with Tennessee Finest, didn't you, huh? These heathens up here, brother. Between the deuce and between this situation right here, he's starting to see what we're up against. The demographics is amazing, isn't it, brother?
Yeah, you from out of town, so they just figure you driving a turnip truck.
And that's the way it is going, and that's the way things have been going. I hope that you all enjoyed yesterday's service. You know, it was timely. The tongue is an unruly evil, full of deadly poison, the whole 9 yards, and all this whole other good stuff. Free speak. Of course, many of you that know, you lost all the last months. I don't know what happened. Jay Snip filled us in and said that all the data and everything was gone. At least I don't have anybody sending me no more porn, and all this old other stuff. And, the world, it must be just me. I think I live out of touch, brother. I really, truly do. I think I live out of touch, because every day for the last couple of weeks, brother, after I've been finished working, man, I come in here, look at little emails, I'm going to bed. I'm done. I can't take it, brother.
Well, you ain't missing nothing in the world.
I see it. No matter what, you spend 1 hour away or 5 days away, you come back and it's still the same stuff. Sin, death, hell, and the devil.
And the stock market going up.
The stock market is still going up, and while we're printing money out of oblivion, it's just unbelievable what's going on. I'll be driving downstairs. We'll see if the Canadian license plates will encourage the state troops to put me up. No, they probably leave you alone. Probably. I don't know. They may think you Canadians got a lot of money, since y'all currency has more value than our piece of trash. Well, it's done came out in the news that the Pope is a faggot. He's a confessing homosexual, and he had to actually, he's on the down low. So he had to actually come out and give a little address and said he just couldn't do it any longer. Now, I don't know if people fabricated that story, made it up, but it doesn't surprise me whatsoever at all when you're talking about the Roman Catholic Church. It just doesn't do it.
Spiritually, it's true if it ain't true in the flesh.
There you go. So either way it go, it is the truth. But yeah, they sent me the news clips and everything else, and it's just a literal shame of what's going on. Yeah, they all are. And, like I said, they got mad at me. See, they can't ban me, they can't block me, and they can't boot me and get me from copyright infringement, and you know what I mean, and not meeting the guidelines of my own personal website, because the homosexuals, they decided to come over and check out service one day and got pissed off and went to YouTube and tried to flag one of my videos. Try to get YouTube on, but it didn't work. You know what I'm saying?
I'm familiar with that. I get my videos. I'll generally get maybe 100 or 150 views.
Mm-hmm.
If I say the word homosexual, I ain't even got to say nothing derogatory. I did a Bible study a few months ago, and I said, everybody's welcome here. I said, now, if you're a homosexual and you come here, you might feel uncomfortable because I'm going to tell you the truth.
Mm-hmm.
I said, but everybody's welcome. And it got flagged by 900 and something people in less than 2 hours. I was telling a brother.
See, the homos went out in groves.
I told a brother on the I said, if Hebrew Israelites had the organization and discipline that the faggots had,
we be doing something. We could do something. We could literally do something.
They drop a quarter and they all mobilize.
They do. They stick together. They stick together.
That was bad.
Hey, man, it's bad.
Bad.
You know, it's so sad. It is so sad. But, hey, that's the type of world we give in. Like I told y'all once, and said 1,000 times, it is one of the most purest calls that we're in the end time. That the King, Jesus, is getting ready to come. Because he had already warned us and told us what these days were going to be like. And it's happening right before our very eyes. But anyway, y'all, I hope that y'all getting yourself ready to come down for Passover, because we are definitely trying to do our best to get ourselves ready. We've been butchering chickens. We butchered 100 chickens here, and Brother Mike said he's getting ready to do some chickens too. A whole bunch of chickens. I mean, a whole bunch of chickens. How you feed chickens peanut butter? Chickens eat peanut butter?
Instead of buckets, I use boxes. You just turn the box upside down and it stays in a cube, and they'll ground eat, and they'll only go eat peanut butter for the protein they need.
Really?
And I think they eat a 50-pound box of peanut butter, 200 birds, in about 9 days. And so for $16, you can feed 200 birds for over a week, and you sure can't do that with a bag of chicken feed.
You sure can't do that, brother.
And I found that out not just recently, because I was
just
feeding
put it on the
peanut,
ground?
Just flip it straight up on the ground, and you pull the bag up, you pull the box up, and it's a little brick. It's like a mineral block, but it's peanut butter. And
they eat peanut butter.
I've been feeding them peanuts for years. I go and buy the peanuts and trail mix and grind it up.
Right.
And when I went to buy peanut butter for human consumption, the guy said, "Well, you ought to try it with your chickens and your goats." I said, "Now how in the world I'm gonna get a chicken to eat some peanut butter?" And he said he took me and Brother James out behind. He said they got all these chickens. So all you do is just plop it upside down. And I said, "Well, okay." People tell you something, you like, okay. He said, "Take a box, take it home and try it." And me and James took it home and put it out there, and for about 3 days, and chickens just looked at us like, "You done lost your mind." And I was about ready to just write him off, and then I guess one chicken hit it one time, and that's it.
But you didn't give them any more feed?
No, they just ground eat and peanut butter. The feed is the peanut butter. And
really?
They lay in butter and got prettiest feathers. Because protein is what when you buy chicken feed at the store,
right?
You buy 18% protein, so that means you buying 22% garbage.
True.
And so peanut butter is 100% protein, and so they just eat the protein they need, and then they eat the bugs and the grass and whatever else they want to eat. But and the goats love it. So, but I can't beat for 200 chickens. 200 birds layers will eat a 50-pound bag of food a day.
Oh, you better
and be looking for something else.
Yeah, we know.
And so if I'm doing a 50-pound block of peanut butter a week, a little more than a week, and got more eggs than I know what to do with. So
really,
I'm very pleased with it.
What does yolks look like? Yellow?
Oh yes, sir.
Really? Man,
very deep.
Man, that's something. Elder Doug, are you listening? Maybe we'll try that out. Hallelujah. But hey, besides all that going up, gas prices, I don't know what they're doing in North Carolina right now.
Well, when we left, we were paying $3.50, I believe.
Is that unleaded?
Unleaded.
What about diesel?
Diesel's about $4.12, $4.15.
Is that truck out there diesel, your van?
No, sir. Gasoline.
That's water.
When we got halfway from here to there, I think we were paying $3.97. And I want to say diesel was around $4.60.
$4.60?
I believe that's what it was at the truck stop we stopped at.
Well, hey, Brother Mike, for all of you know, he's on every fifth day. That's the Roman Thursday. He's on every fifth day, every Roman Thursday, every other. Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday, excuse me. 4th day. The Watchman was on last week. Brother Mike will be on this week. Hallelujah. And of course, you want to get all kind of wealth of knowledge of what's going on in the world, as well as some spiritual knowledge and whatever. Brother Mike even takes questions and answers. He takes if you want to ask questions, he'll take questions and stuff. So it's a very good broadcast. Brother Randy said, I don't give my chicken any chicken feed, and they still lay eggs. Really? They just eat scrap foods and stuff from the backyard. Yep.
Food is not necessarily light is your biggest thing for chicken eggs. A chicken needs about 14 hours of light to lay an egg.
Light.
And so, if you got them in shade or you're in a part of the country, the further north you go time of year, we have lights that come on the chickens at night. They come on about 4 a.m., 3:30 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you got to have that 14 hours of light. That's what
we need to start moving some trees away from around our chicken coop then. But they lay eggs. They still lay a lot of eggs.
You throw in some light and they'll
really get
if they get 7 hours of light a day, then you're going to get egg every other day.
Gotcha.
On average. If they get, a whole day's worth of light, then you're just going to increase the amount of eggs. Light is what stimulates them to produce that egg.
Tell you what, man, that brother James, brother, he gets up here and he gets after it.
Yes, sir.
Brother, he is one of the few brother I've seen a brother. I'm talking about a brother that will work, man, brothers. You understand what I mean?
Yes, sir.
And brother James, and loves it. Full of knowledge, brother. You got a good brother.
Wonderful spirit.
Yep. If everybody had the same spirit, brother James, man, this assembly be something. All across the world, worldwide, it'd be something.
We be pushed. We be trying to keep up.
Yep. Be pushed. Hey, and by the way, let me mention this. Let me go ahead and say this since it's popping up in my head. A lot of people are, let me use this word. I hope I can use this word and be pure. A lot of people are soliciting Pastor Fox, and they're soliciting Elder Mike here, and they're soliciting the other fellowships. And the solicitation is this: can we come move in? We know Pastor Dowell. We've been to Straitway one time, and we know Pastor Dowell. And me and Pastor Dowell and Straitway, we just like this. Mike says, that's good. I'm glad you know that y'all just like that, because I don't know you. And I know Pastor Dowell. And I know he ain't going to tell nobody to pick up the phone and call here and ask, can we move here?
My question actually wasn't a question. I said, well, if that's the case, Pastor Dowell would have called me, so I already know you out of order.
Mm-hmm. And I tell you, I don't know what it is. I think people realize that the economy is collapsing, things are going bad, they're getting ready to go awry, and I think that they're saying, you know what, we haven't done anything. It's time for us to start doing something. What do you want?
Time for us to go somewhere somebody is doing something. Yeah, I don't think they're looking to do nothing. They're just looking to hook some dead weight onto a wagon that's moving.
They told Pastor Fox they was going to move in. You remember that, was it a year or two ago? Remember I told some people who moved up, they just bought their camper, they bought everything. They packed up everything.
Oh, the ones the Holy Spirit told them?
The Holy Spirit told them to pack up and just move. And I said, isn't that something? When they got here, they got a rude awakening. I said, well, the Holy Spirit didn't tell me.
Well, last year after Passover, we got a call. Somebody called to let me know they were on the way.
They're on the way.
I said, on the way where? and don't get me wrong. If you say anything, you call. But we're gonna discern real quick. I don't mind helping anybody. Me and Brother James don't. Me and Sister Kim, we do everything we can. But I've got some children. Mm-hmm. They all live at my house already. And they do to live there too, including the 4-year-old.
Yeah,
he does his share, and I think a lot of folks realize that things are going bad, so they want to hook dead weight to a moving wagon. But that's over. That's for me. That's I
don't get it.
Bring that spirit in, it just sours. It ain't like you just get one little area. They just one bad apple will ruin the whole barrel in a hurry.
We had, let me see, Brother Dustin from Florida. We had Brother Spinney, who came in today. Brother James and Brother Mike and Let me see who else. All the boys, all the young men, JC. Who else? Brother Alex. They all put in a hard days of work today. And the sisters. All the sisters put in a very hard day of work. We had Sister Rainey. These are people who live around the community. And they heard me put out that we're going to be butchering chickens. And we're going to be, we were supposed to be painting the walls, but I didn't see no sense in painting the wall a nice, pretty color and then destroying it the way we did today. You understand what I mean?
It was a little dusty.
So we decided to go that route. But we had, the people that were outside the community, Sister Christina, Sister Rainey, her husband JC, who else? Sister Lisa, Brother Joshua, who else? Let me see. Of course, Brother Alex. They're all here. They were here today to help butcher chickens. And they're involved. They're highly involved in the community, which we thank the Father for. I can't think of nobody else. Well, that was it. But we had a good time. We got to work. The chickens looking good. Chickens looking really good. They put some hard day work. And we, saints, pastor, do appreciate y'all labor of love. I really, truly do. Just by your footprint and footstep, you're demonstrating and showing that you love us. Because the Bible says, blessed are not the hearer of the words. We got an abundant supply of that. We have enough of that. But the doers. These are the ones that are blessed. And that's the reason why your soul is blessed. We also had Brother Devlin and Sister door came back open. Okay, I forget. All right, and then Sister Jessica. They moved from California. They live in Clarksville, Tennessee, and they came out. And they tried to get here by GPS and ended up in the creek. Got stuck.
Oh, I've been there.
Yeah, you've been there.
Been to that creek. Thought I didn't know if I was gonna get out of there or not. Thought I was in the movie Deliverance. I was like, where?
Boy.
Had the trailer behind me. Had the enclosed trailer behind me. Past the last
right.
time I came, and you go down this dirt road and it goes to a path. Then there's a creek. Then you come up by this old plantation or whatever, old house on the left. Following that GPS.
Yep. And she said that matter of fact, they got out of the car and started walking because they said we're gonna get the Straitway.
We armed up when we got to the creek. I was like, we down here in the bushes. This ain't gonna work.
They said they took all 3 guns that they had and they started walking. Said it came up. Now, I have actually, because you know how bad I get on Lafayette, Tennessee, so I've got to say something good. They started walking. I believe, I know it, brother, but they started walking and somebody actually helped them. They pulled them out of the creek and actually came up on the sheriff. Of course, I think it was Gross. You know, there's one of the deputy sheriffs, Gross. He's pretty good one down here. And they actually showed them where we live at, and the people actually pulled a car out of the creek. Sure did. Gave them direction, treated them kindly. So I got to send a shout out to those people in Lafayette who did that, who in Lafayette, Tennessee, who did that, because you know that's very few and far in between up here. Brother Mike done had experience with people up here. You ain't never in your life seen such greedy. I mean, just a spirit of greed is on this place and getting over.
And think everybody's a fool.
And they think because he's from North Carolina that he has no idea what he's talking about. But they get surprised when he open up his mouth. Then you know what the sad part about? They ain't even got enough sense to even feel bad that they got caught.
Tried long suffering. I wrestled with him all day. Started off this morning. Wrestled with him all day, back and forth. A older man and his grown son, back and forth. One trying to make bad liar, good cop, bad cop, whatever you want to call him. Then I guess it's what, about 4 o'clock or so, 4:30. I finally said, I'm done with you. I'm through. And then they call back and say, oh no, we can make it work. We can. Well, now you're gonna make it work with me. You should have made it work with me, sticking to one of them first 4 deals that you made.
Exactly.
The daddy calling the son a liar, and the son calling the daddy a liar. And I believe both of them.
They both liars. Yeah. It's sad, but that's what you're dealing with nowadays. We're not going to be long with you tonight. I'm not so sure if we're going to we may take a phone call or two. But, you know, Brother Mike, he's been on the road since, what time you get on the road? 12 o'clock, midnight?
We left about 10.
10 o'clock last night. So he's just as tired as well, because he just got finished driving 10 hours. You follow me? And even
good
you know, driving, whether you driving or riding, 10 hours is 10 hours. And I'm telling you, you're gonna sleep good. I'm gonna sleep good, because I promise you, it won't even be 5 minutes after this broadcast is over with, lights out. Pastor Dowell will be lights out. I usually try to stay up and Brother Mike and I, we catch up on stuff. We talk about stuff and everything, but man, I don't think I'm going to make it tonight, Brother Mike. Don't think I'm going to make it tonight.
They'll be tomorrow.
Yep. Hallelujah. But you know, I really want y'all saints to be on guard of all these people who like dropping my name, Brother Mike's name, Brother Fox's name,
anybody's name.
Yeah, anybody named that's affiliated. You know who are the people that are involved in the ministries. Is that pretty simple, brother?
And everybody I know, and I spend a lot of time. We converse. We know each other. Automatic. If somebody tells you I said call, that's out. That because I don't operate that way. That's he say, she say, and that's not how you operate. That's out of order to start with.
Mm-hmm.
I have called some saints and said, hey, this is going on in your area. Do you think you could go pay a visit? Or do you know this person? I never say, oh, well, just call this person over here.
Right.
And so, we have to use a little logical thinking, because people will try to play that heartstring.
Yep.
But there's a fool born every minute. Don't be one.
Matter of fact, we just had the people down in North Carolina that we used to know. His name is, I usually don't call names, but his name is Charles Farrell, and he has some sons, and they set up and sent out. How did they get those people email addresses? They sent out email addresses saying that, made up some type of story and said that I said send them some money, and used out my name to do it. People, don't be no fool. Don't be no fool. That's like these idiots going around saying that you won $2.5 million in the lottery.
Give us your bank account.
Yeah, and we need you to go down and get a green dot card. And we're going to be at your house at 3 o'clock today. And we're at the airport right now getting ready to leave and stuff. But basically what they're saying, they can't leave until they realize that you done put $500 to the account of this green dot card, which there's a fool born every minute.
Don't be it. Don't be
it. And there's something. I tell you, it's a sad, sad shame. But I hope everybody's doing well out there. I really, 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 truly do. I hope that y'all doing well and y'all at peace. Brother Mike had broke his foot during Blog Talk last week. I go, man, Brother James sent me down. I said, now, wait a minute. How in the world? I mean, I asked him, did we scratched our head on that? I said,
Me too.
I said, brother, Elder, guess what? Brother Mike broke his foot during Blog Talk. What? I said, brother, I don't know. I don't know the whole story. That's what Brother James told me. I'll hear it when he get here. And I'm sitting up there thinking, how in the world do you break your foot during Blog Talk? Anyway, Brother Mike, go ahead and explain to everybody how you broke your foot during Blog Talk.
Well, we were trying to get a lamp hooked up to get a little light in there.
Dangerous lamp.
I went under the table and had Sister Peyton drop me the cord through the little hole in the back of the table. And when I was laying on the floor, when she jumped off the table, she landed right on my ankle.
Ooh.
And I messed around there. I broke 28 bones. So I know, and I did not think it was a broke bone, but it had a pain that was unique, which is rare, because I've had some pain and so it got worse and worse. And finally I went to the hospital, and they took an x-ray, and then the doctor came in and said, oh yeah, well, you broke it. It's broke. He asked me, was I a rodeo clown? I said, what do you do for a living? Are you a rodeo clown? Because they took a whole big x-ray, and there's all these little marks. Every time you got a break, there's a mark.
Ooh.
And I said, well, no, not really. I was just kind of foolish. We didn't have Xbox when I was growing up, so if you want to see something done foolish, you had to go out there and do it.
Literally do it. Yeah.
So if you want to see, if you thought it looked cool to jump off the wall, you had to be the one jumping off the wall. But and then I got good insurance, so they won't do everything else there. And then the doctor comes in, and he had a Russian accent, and he come in there and said, well, I'm gonna have to notify. I got an obligation to report. And so I'm gonna call the police, and they're gonna come, and you just tell them the same thing you told me, and everything should be fine. I said, what are you calling the police for? And he said, because it was a injury involving 2 persons, and so I have an obligation by law to report.
Did y'all hear that?
I said, you got an obligation to report my 13-year-old daughter for an accident? And he said, well, I'm afraid I do. I said, well, you can report anything you want to. I ain't telling them nothing.
Y'all hear that?
And he said, well, you have to. I said, no, I don't either. I'm not telling them nothing. He said, I said, why don't you just forget about it? And he said, well, you just tell them you forgot. Make up something. I forgot exactly how it was he phrased it. Told me to lie. Let me help you.
Y'all hear that?
Told me to bear false witness. And I said, I'm not going to lie either. I said, I'm not going to tell them anything. He said, and apparently, that's a problem because then they're going to detain me if I refuse to cooperate.
Did y'all hear that?
And the doctor, I'm arguing back and forth with the doctor. I said, no, you the one that's going to call. It's not me, it's you. You trying to put me in the position to lie or implicate my daughter. No, that's not either one of those. I said, that's you. And finally, there was just enough Holy Spirit connected to him some kind of way. Mm-hmm. He said, well, if you're not going to lie, I guess I will have to lie. I said, that's between you and the Most High, but I'm not going to lie and not going to rat my daughter out either. What? And so he said, I'm just going to put on this piece of paper, and I got a sign that you didn't tell me what happened. I said, that's on you.
Yeah.
And got out of there as fast as I could.
Now, I know that they would say it's not going to show up, but chances are later on, something would have showed up down the line, wouldn't it?
It's going to go in the computer, and I'm sure, I have no doubt social services would show up. No doubt about it. Yeah. Accident. Couldn't have been no more accident. I think Sister Peyton hurt worse than I do.
Now, she felt bad about it. No daughter want to hurt her daddy, you know what I mean, even though it was an accident. But you think about this. Do we not live in a police state? Do we not live in it seems like that every single thing you do, they're looking for something to intrude into your life. No matter what.
So I learned a valuable lesson. When I go, how'd you get hurt? I don't know.
Don't know.
I don't recall.
Don't know. I was hurt so bad I can't remember.
My ankle got hit so hard, I done blacked out, got amnesia.
There you go. All y'all get that? See this wisdom? By virtue of this wisdom right here, this experience, you know how to answer in case you get into a situation like that. Because these folks it's literally off the chain what's going on today. I think it's a police state, personally. I personally think we're in a police state.
To see the system set up try to get you to lie. Because nobody wants to, well, let me change that. I don't want to implicate my family to this Babylonian system to get them roped up in nothing. And so the system kind of encouraged, just tell a little lie and move on. Now you in sin that way. Just say nothing. None of your business. I guess by state depends on what they can do. None of your business.
Y'all hearing that? Y'all getting that, saints?
Yes.
So, whenever you talk to them, you're under no obligation to give them every single answer that they are looking for. Because a lot of times, even do a regular old routine traffic stop and stuff, they ask you all these questions. It ain't got nothing pertaining to do with nothing. All they doing is making a record, and they're extracting information from you in order to build a case. Is that right?
Oh, yeah, because they get you for falsified report. Everybody's been stopped and asked this question. Where are you going? You want to know what my answer is? And, people call me the Boy Scout. My answer is this way. And they go, where are you coming from? 100% of the time, the next thing, where are you coming from? I go,
that way. that way.
What are you doing? Conducting lawful private business.
There you go.
You got any drugs or weapons? If I did what I tell you. How many people have you caught that said, oh, yes, I do? I'm not saying I do. I'm just wondering if that works. But obviously it works for them. Because all you got to do is say, I'm going to Walmart. And they say, well, where are you headed now? Well, I'm going to stop at the gas station. Now you give a false statement, give them probable cause. Because you said you were doing one thing, you were acting erratic. No, I'm going this way. I'm coming from that way. Am I free to go? Yeah.
Hey, y'all listen. Again, here we go. Wisdom again, because, see, they're not going to disclose to you all these things that they're doing and the answers and stuff that they're looking for, because it's a trap. I keep telling you, it's a trap. These people are all about making money off of you, the people. That's it.
Police officers have one job. Obtain an arrest that leads to a conviction. That's it. Don't think that they're trying to protect you. They can't. That's not their job. Their job is to arrest that leads to a conviction. They don't care if you're guilty or not. guilt was not in my equation.
Right.
Arrest and conviction. That's it. And they'll settle for the arrest if they can get it.
Really?
Because they just after that dollar.
They're just more money.
You walk in the courtroom. I got to go to court. I proudly say no accidents. Well, last month had an accident. Lady fell asleep riding down the road. We were both at fault in North Carolina. If you both at fault, you both get a ticket. And it was mostly my fault. I tried to take the blame for her, but bless her heart, I don't know how old she is right now. I think she was 80-some years old. I'm trying to take it on the chin for her because it was, I was majority at fault.
Right.
The highway patrol asked the pastor, said, what happened, man? She's like, I don't know. I fell asleep. I'm like, hush, just be quiet. He's like, what'd you say? She said, I nodded off before I was in the wreck, so I'm not sure. But I already know. Now I got insurance, got a clean driving record, no problem. I ain't getting a lawyer, but I already know they're going to hit me for cost of court and a fine, and then they're going to throw it out. I have no doubt. But I'm going to go with $300. I'm going with $300 because they're going to get their dollar. I have no doubt.
Y'all get this. This system is set up to extract money because government can't produce anything. They only take. And they take from you, the people.
If you go to court, and if you've been to court for a traffic thing, just take a look. You got a judge, he's making 6 figures. You got lawyers, 8, 10, 12 lawyers up there, all making 6 figures. Prosecutor, 6 figures. Prosecutor assistant, 6 figures. Police, deep 5 figures.
Yep.
All of that, stenographers, all that stuff. All them people got to get paid.
Every one of them.
And they're a for-profit industry. They generate income for the counties they're in. That's why you ever notice these small towns with 8 police cars. That's so they can peel that dollar. We have a brother in faith that had that mess in Georgia. All that was about was trying to peel a dollar off.
Yeah, I wanted to get Brother Brian in on this because he wanted to tell us what happened. He beat the system, he beat the conviction and everything, but he still had to pay out money. It's just a sad, sad, sad thing. And also pay attention to when you get pulled over, how the cops, they discreetly just walk up next to your car and they put that thumbprint on the back of the vehicle like there, just in case you do something, they can be able to check, the prints on the car. Not saying that you got anything, none of us going to do nothing wrong, but you do need to know what you're up against. See, because we have grown up in a world where they have taught us, trust the police, trust the law enforcement officials.
Not me.
They the good guys, they're here to serve and they're here to protect. And then when we get older and we ain't stupid no more, or if we start exercising, use some independent thinking, we find out that, wait a minute, these people that the system told me to trust, I found out these bookers are more of enemies than these people over here.
That's right. I was shocked recently, and I'm very rarely shocked, but we had an incident at McDonald's.
Oh boy!
And I did a background. I'm Mr. Background Check, so I go get a copy of the reports, and I'm looking everybody up to see, if I can bring some justice to these people some other way. The guy that was the instigator of that thing had 77 felony convictions. And
did nothing happen to him.
Had time, he had been in and out of prison. 77. And I saw that, and on the database I looked, I was like, there ain't no way. We got a 3-time felon law. 3 times, you out. You a habitual felon. And I ain't talking about, felonious jaywalking. I'm talking assault with a deadly weapon.
Serious stuff.
And Brother James, he was like, Brother Mike, he's a Luciferian and he's high ranking. So the system goes.
Gotta be.
I kept looking at that thing, and all I can come up with is he's a Luciferian, he's high ranking, so the system guard. The police in the town where he lives told me himself, we can't mess with them, we don't have the resources. And then when the guy started making threats and calling my house, and the policeman knew that was going to be a problem, he went by and brokered a peace between me, and then called me and said, well, I don't work it out. And I'm thinking, oh, you on a good enough relationship with the man, you going to go over there and I said, you ain't got to do me no favors.
This sounds like some gangster stuff, man. Some good fellows
working hand in hand. But they run that little town. They do what they want to do because they do it in the right neighborhood. But threatening folks, shooting up houses, as long as they shoot up the right house, and they get along, get away with it. But
what was that you bought up on your broadcast? You what is it? You were talking about, and we talk about it often, about how that police seem like they get away with everything.
Oh yeah,
but there's an old English law that you had mentioned. I don't know. It has something to do with immunity.
Sovereign immunity.
Sovereign immunity. That's
immunity.
what it was. Sovereign immunity. You care to explain that?
Basically, sovereign immunity. It don't apply just to policemen. It applies to
any government official.
Government officials. And a lot of times it's called blue code, but it boils back to common law principle called sovereign immunity. And you can Google or look on Wikipedia.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, if you're working for the crown, then you're assumed immune because you're acting on the behalf of the crown.
Yeah.
And so, let's take a look at, we can go back and look at Ruby Ridge and all these big things that the feds do. But anything they do, anytime the federal government's involved, they have to give you permission to sue. So everybody's like, well, if they do that, I'm going to sue. It doesn't work like that. They have to give you permission to sue because by default, they're immune to lawsuit. They can give you permission to sue. And guess what? The people they give permission, they think they already got it rigged up. But it's sovereign immunity is off the hook. And that's legal. I mean, legal by the law of man. And then when they take that liberty, then you got the gray area past that where, well, I know Pastor Dowell, Captain Dowell, he's working hard and we out here busting bad guys. I know he's going through this and that. And yeah, he went over the line, but he's a good guy. And I hate for him to, just cause he accidentally shot this guy, beat him half to death, beat all the teeth out of his head for no reason. I'm gonna work with him, because the thin blue line.
Right.
And if you don't think it happens, I promise you it happens.
It does.
They lie for no reason. They'll sure lie. And then what happens is when you get a little corrupt, then I got something on you. Now when I do something, you got something on me. Then we escalate back and forth and back, and then you wind up with these police departments like the New Orleans Police Department that just runs around just murders folks.
Yeah,
they the ones selling the drugs and all this.
Yep.
And what can you do about it? What can a law-abiding citizen do about it? Because if you take action against them, regardless of what they're doing to you, they're gonna burn you up.
It's unbelievable, isn't it?
Just like them two women on the side of the road that got the body cavity search standing out on the road.
Yeah, I saw that. Unbelievable. And ain't nothing happened.
And you know what surprises me? I don't advocate violence on nobody, but I can tell you that the law may let somebody go. But I'm just amazed. Me and Brother James talk about this all the time. I'm surprised some of these people just ain't, I know people that just won't tolerate it.
Right.
They're going to get justice one way or the other.
Exactly.
The majority of people are scared to breathe the last time. Everybody's not.
Right.
And
right.
Killing folks, youngins. There was a case I heard about 2 or 3 weeks ago. I want to say it was in Colorado, but it was a college girl. She got raped, and during the rape, she wound up gouging the man's eye out, busted his eye in the struggle, scraped his eye. He lost his eye.
That's good.
He was out of jail before she was because she had a more severe felony because she did a malicious wounding. Because she went for his eyes. When she gave her police report, she shouldn't have gave nothing. If a cop asks you something, it's to arrest you. Give no information. Gouged his eye out, and now I think it's a malicious wounding charge, but it's a felony. And the man was raping her. And I wish she'd have got both his eyes. But
what a sick world.
Can you imagine that be your daughter or my daughter, and he's out on the street and my daughter's in jail? I'll be right in jail behind her. I don't have no doubt. I wouldn't want to be. I'm supposed to follow man's law too, but I just...
Up until a point. I tell you what, there's an old thing the Bible speaks. It calls wisdom, and I'm going to paraphrase it like this. You don't let your right hand know what your left hand doing. And I think that people mess up that vengeance is mine, I will repay. They don't get it. They take it out of context. They don't read in context. But there's such thing as a black uniform, ski mask, Louisville Slugger, midnight. You know what I mean?
And a lot can be done from 800-900 yards.
Yeah. Yeah.
No problem. I mean, 900 yards is a long way.
Yeah, you wasn't even in the area.
No, you were somewhere with good friends.
Yeah.
Yeah,
got friends could testify of your where you was.
I was talking to a prepper group not too long ago, and one of the members of that prepper group said, "Well, Mike, you're a good friend of mine. You're a good friend of mine." I said, "I try to be a good friend to everybody."
Mm-hmm.
He's like, "I'm a good friend to you." And I said, "No, I wouldn't classify you as a friend." He's like, "Yeah, if you need anything, I would help you." I said, "Oh yeah." He said, "Yeah, if you were doing something on the farm." I said, that means you're a good acquaintance."
Mm-hmm.
He said, "What's a good friend?" I said, "A good acquaintance will come and help you cut the grass,
mm-hmm.
move some chickens, move your furniture. A good friend will help you bury a body."
Mm-hmm.
His eyes got real big. He's like, "What in the world?" I'm just letting you know.
Yeah. But, or, cement shoes, fishing boat. You know what I mean?
I don't know. There's a lot of you saints, I'm concerned for you because you're not in a place where look at Chicago. You want to say we got rule of law. Look at Chicago.
Mercy.
If you live in Chicago,
you're a fool.
You're a fool.
You're a fool.
New York City, right behind it.
Get out, Pastor Tatum. Get out of Chicago, LA, Pastor Tatum.
Right behind them. All these big cities. When this little illusion, and it's definitely illusion. Look at the number of people dying. It's an illusion. When that illusion fades a little bit, I consider myself competent in a lot of areas. I don't know anybody competent enough that I would be in Chicago if I got to pick 25 brothers.
Oh, mercy.
And if we had to be in Chicago under a normal circumstance for 10 days, I would be highly uncomfortable.
You better believe it, because you can't even carry a weapon.
Right, I got to be unarmed in a city full of armed thugs.
Well, they murdering and killing people to the tune 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 people a night.
And I'm just victim. Welcome to Chicago. Here's your victim identification card. No, that's okay. So at least, in the small world, the small little pond I swim in, I've made arrangements where if something goes awry, I have the ability to self-preserve and preserve my family.
You got that right.
And in them big cities, you don't even I couldn't sleep. I'd be on Prozac and all.
Everything.
I'd tear that good insurance up because
yeah. One gun can control 50 men. One of them.
Because they ain't gonna have no bravery.
You got that right.
You can have 6 bullets and 50 men, but you ain't gonna have 6 that's gonna want to take that bullet unless they're MS-13 or somebody.
Right. You don't care.
You need to make some thinking. Now, if you're a single brother, then you risking your own life, and you're gonna be in the kingdom. Have to explain why you put the temple at risk.
Right.
If you're a father or a husband,
oh,
bro, come on, move, make some arrangements.
Bro, Mike sure does bring us some thought-provoking situations, don't he? Look what Brother Jermaine types. New York officially bans soft drinks as of Tuesday. For what, Brother Jermaine? What's the purpose of that? Control. I ain't never heard that. Do you have a news article link or something like that? I mean, what in the world are they doing that for?
Well, Chicago now is trying to get the whole state of Illinois. Check this out. They got a law that if a felon has a gun and they catch the felon with a gun, he gets automatic 7 years, I think. Mm-hmm. They're not enforcing that law because Illinois prisons are too full. So they're giving him a pass. And so whatever his name is there, the mayor, Obama's throwout, that's now the mayor up there.
I know you're talking about.
He's pushing hard for a law.
Rahm Emanuel.
Listen to this law. If you live in Illinois, and if you don't, it's coming to a state near you. He's pushing hard for a law that says if you are caught with a handgun and you are not a felon in the state, because Chicago has outlawed them, if you are in the state, it's automatically a felony, and you automatically get 7 years, whether you're a felon or not. And they only plan on enforcing it on the non-felons as a way to reduce the number of legal handgun purchasers. And they just admit it. You can pull up what the man has said, and they just say, well, we want a new law to put more people in prison because we're not enforcing the law we have to put the people in prison now. I'm like, well, okay. Move.
See, I'm telling you, these people have been doing too many drugs, too many recreational drugs. I'm serious. These people have been in these government buildings and been smoking too much crack.
Too much time in front of the TV. If the TV says it, it's got Jerry. The weather liar, the news, all of them.
And people think that people like myself, Elder Mike, Pastor Fox, now, just a few of y'all don't think we crazy, but the rest of the world think we crazy just because we use critical thinking.
I'm glad to be crazy.
You got that right, and different. No doubt different. Because if this world is sane, then we're going to stay insane.
Yeah, because I've got a family I need to preserve.
You got that right. And
I got a natural family I need to preserve.
Yep.
And then I've got a spiritual family that I'm trying desperately to preserve. But some of y'all,
you just cut a fool.
You jumping off that cliff as hard as you can. We
Running
hanging on
to
the coats and cloaks. But in case y'all hadn't noticed, I ain't on the cliff's edge no more. I'm trying to talk y'all off the ledge. I ain't coming on the ledge with you. But it's the mindset. I mean, I just don't. I can't even think of words for it. Where you're gonna sit in a place where the police cannot maintain order, and they're gonna get you to be more disarmed. So supposedly the criminals that are already breaking the law, it doesn't make sense. And meanwhile, we cut away to the United Nations training troops here,
remarkable
here in the United States for action here. No, and I am a lawful person, so I generally will defer to legal authority.
Yep.
But blue helmets have no legal authority.
Not on this land.
I'm very privileged and proud that I never had a blue helmet. I don't want to see one.
You got that right.
They might as well have a ski mask and
a
red bandana in their pocket.
There you go.
It's just, but we're told what's gonna happen, and so it's like us sitting here and me telling you, it's X time at night. In the morning, dawn's coming, and then in the morning, the sun rise, and you're shocked. If you're shocked, it's because you done turn your mind off.
Yeah.
I say that now. I've had some brothers that I've been on them since God's one.
Been on them.
Passover. Yep. I see them, and I told a few of them, and they said, "Well, I'm gonna get a gun. I'm gonna get a sword." And finally, I just just stop lying. You already in sin because you don't have one.
Because you don't have a sword.
And then every time I talk to you, you say I'm gonna get one, and you lie again. So please stop lying, because I am helping you sin. So you either gonna stop lying to me, or I'm gonna stop talking to you. But every one of them I did that too. That encouraged them. That was the push they needed. So I hope that's the push you need, because I'm not gonna help you in sin. So I've heard pastors say it a lot. It takes time. It's come out, not be out.
Right.
But that don't mean it takes you a year and a half to buy 5 pounds of rice.
You got that right, brother. Say that again. Amen. You preaching now.
Let's say you in a lease. I ain't heard of no 5-year lease.
You got that right.
Well, yeah, but I got this job. We know where there's a job somewhere else you going.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got a job and you got a bullet with your name on it for staying at that job. I mean, get somewhere.
The problem is that people they will not read the Bible.
Brother,
that's the problem.
Slap the desk.
No, yeah, that's ugly. That's brother ugly always, because I done beat this desk half to death. But these people, the reason why the people they're typing in there about how people just they say it, they call me the devil because I advocate that believers should have guns. I'm doing is I'm just obeying what the book says.
And I pursue vigorously his word. He says, buy a sword. I do things to the extreme. I don't buy a. I encourage you not to buy a sword. Have more than one.
You're not going to get too many preachers talking the way we talk. That's just all there is to it, because Christianity is a religion. Judaism, Messianics, they are religions. Masonry, being a Freemason is a religion. Being a Catholic is a religion, being apostolic, Pentecostal, Mormon, Methodist, Baptist, or the first, second, third, fourth, fifth power, all this stuff. All of them are religions. Do you understand that? We are not in a religion. Brother Mike is very religious about drinking water. He just got finished drinking water. So he's very religious in drinking water. All right. All right. I'm drinking some Echinacea whiskey brew. Woo, boy, I done really lost everybody else on that one now, ain't it? But
they only heard one word.
One word, whiskey. You whiskey alcoholic anyway. But it's amazing. We're religious in things that we do, but we are in the faith. Do you understand it? We are in the faith. Not religious. We are in the faith. Do you understand that? Pure religion is undefiled, meaning that people who have an understanding of good character before the fatherless. You know, what do? Well, you take care of the widow. Don't that make any sense? That make sense? Huh? Any brother or sister that may have need. Why? Because that's the right thing to do. Because you're religious about that if it's in your heart. It's part of it. But being in the faith, we take the Bible for exactly for what it says. We don't add to, take away. We don't go see what Joseph Smith got to say. I don't care what Muhammad got to say. I don't care what Mary Jean Baker got to say. I don't care what Ellen White got to say. I don't care what any of these other religion or Buddha or anybody else got to say.
We don't get together and try to figure a way around.
Exactly. Wiggle room.
And you know what? If you don't feel it, I go ahead and tell you, helping the body, I love it. Ain't no need to say, I love it. If you don't love it, that's all right. Do it anyway. Fake it till you make it. Yeah. Because the word is clear. So if you so far removed from him that doing his will pains you, do it anyway. Because you're going to self-deliver. You're going to make them demons uncomfortable.
You got that right.
And then you all of a sudden, you're going to get a little bit more of his spirit. A little bit more of his spirit. And then all of a sudden, his law is going to be a blessing to you. And you're going to want to be in it more and find out how you can do it more. Yep. And the more you do, I call it self-deliverance.
Yep.
The more you do his work, them spirits going to be like, woo, I want to get with Pastor Dowell, but man, God, you go on over there and get him today because I don't want to be over there.
Yep.
And I'm sure Pastor can attest. You get out in the world and you start dealing with these wicked folks. They don't even know you. They don't want to be around you.
Right.
Because their spirits know
exactly
that they do not want to be around you. And so they leave. Now, they don't leave you completely alone.
Right.
What they'll do is they'll get Bob and Sue and Jim and wind them up and get them all started off in some stupidness.
Yep.
But do his work and you'll be well established.
You ain't got to worry. Yeah, you ain't got to worry about the heathen because they'll go away. The problem is when all of y'all's sheep are dirty gray, the rest of the world feel comfortable with you.
Your righteousness irritates them.
You got that right.
Because if you can change, if you can do the Father's will, now I got to do it. And I don't want to do it because I want to go to the beach. I want to go whatever.
I want to get butt naked. I want to act a fool. I want to howl at the moon. I want to act crazy. I want to do this. I want to act like a whore, look like a whore. I want to be a whoremonger. I want to, that's whatever the problem. It is. And whatever the sin is,
everybody's little pet sin.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
And you, in essence, become a god to yourself. You have committed the ultimate sin in trying to define the creator of the universe under your own terms.
And the only thing you're going to get is the same hell as every other person that's off the path.
You got that right.
And so, I know you get it. People, you this and you that call me. I was like, you know what? I don't care what you do. I don't care if you don't buy no food.
Have fun.
I don't care if you don't buy no sword.
I
don't care if your family gets raped. Is it going to hurt my... Yeah, it hurts my heart. But, my heart is not what drives me. His spirit drives me.
There you go.
So, therefore, I'm going to try to shout you off the ledge like I just said.
Yep.
But if you fool enough to jump, there ain't nobody on this planet that I'm going to follow off the ledge.
See you later.
I'm going to feel sorry. Say a prayer, and sometimes I get aggrieved. My spirit is just, oh boy. Oh, you know what I do? I do the same thing that happened, the Archangel Michael did. Turn it over to the Lord. Let him, he said, I'll leave you to the Lord. Let him handle it. That ain't my job. It's above my pay grade. I say that a lot. That's above my pay grade. I can't help it. I'm in charge of my soul.
Right.
My obedience and my household. And so that's what I concentrate on. I can't hook the Pastor Dowell. and hope he's living right. I'm going to go around here and be any kind of wicked I want to be.
Exactly.
And his righteousness is going to cover my sin.
No.
Not only that, Christ's righteousness is not going to cover you living in sin.
In sin.
It will cover your debt.
There you go.
Upon conversion. But guess what? If you still incurring debt, you ain't converted.
There you go.
So, you know, these people, once saved, always saved. I agree with it 100%.
Yeah.
Once you saved.
Once you saved.
But once you saved, you're going to stop sinning. So if you got a girlfriend and
living and shacking up,
you doing all these things, then you're not saved. That's just
because saved person do not live in sin. They do not practice sin on a daily basis.
You know, in the community of North Carolina, I tell people all the time. I mean, they get tired of hearing it. Who is righteous? You know what the scripture says about who is righteous? Those who practice righteousness. It didn't say those who are perfect or those who do. It says those who practice. Practice means you're diligently trying.
Yes, sir.
If you're diligently trying,
yes,
you're
sir.
righteous. Who you judge me? Mr. Hine, you right? Yeah, I'm righteous because I tried. And you know what? I get mad.
Yeah.
I was mad at that doctor when he wanted me to call the law on my 13-year-old daughter.
Boy, that real make that
I was mad. I was mad when the man had 70 felonies and walking the street. I was mad.
And drawing guns on folks.
I was mad. I was mad when the farmer in
Bucksnort, Tennessee, might as well say it up here,
crawfished on a deal and then did it 3 more times
in Portland
in 5 hours.
Yeah. Because he's a liar.
Ooh. And you know what?
That's called righteous indignation.
He irritated me once, but then all of a sudden, because I'm tired, I'm going to play the tired card. Mm-hmm. I'm tired. Because I don't normally tolerate double-minded man is unreliable in all things.
Right.
So he showed me he was a liar, and my foolish, tired self kept assuming he was going to stop lying.
He was going to stop.
And I was right up in the tabernacle working on the computer, and all of a sudden I said, man, I don't know what to expect of this guy. And those people that talk to me a lot, what can you expect a liar to do? To lie. So now, who's at fault? The liar for lying or me for expecting he going to stop lying? That was on me. So I wasn't even mad at him. I was mad at me because my heart was pained because I was doing it for someone else and was unable to do it. So the enemy, so y'all underestimate that devil. That enemy lined that all up. Now, am I upset about it now? Not at all.
No.
I did all I could do.
Yep.
And more. Did more than I should do. But
and we even went and got a cattle trailer.
We were ready to roll.
Elder Doug went and got the cattle trailer, had the truck gassed up. Elder Mike, all he had to do was jump in it, drive on down to Portland, pick it up. Everything was ready.
And the dog told me, come on, and we'll work it out when you get here. I said, no. We're going to work it out before I drive an hour after I've been in this van for 10 hours. Because Brother Mike is armed. And tired, and don't like double-minded folks to start with. So and don't be honest. Don't know what to expect in Lafayette. I'm a little nervous. My guard is up when I walk around there because these people
they off the chain crazy.
I mean, it's like
they on another frequency.
I think I'm in like a B flick movie or something. Like aliens controlling people. I don't know if this is like where all the fluoride for the nation gets dumped in the water or
it's
what.
the cancer capital of the world.
And so
I do know that.
I'm leery when I'm around here. But that's not his fault. He is a liar and a pagan. And what was he doing? He was being a liar. So that was on me.
Doing what he's supposed to do.
But you know what I did? I said, hey, I'm done with you. I told him he was a liar. I said, you really need to work on what you're doing. I said, because you're going to answer for every lie you tell. Mm-hmm. You need to get with your son because he's a liar and y'all lying on each other. Y'all need to work on that. And I said, bless you, and I hung the phone up. And you know what? I'm going to pray for him when I go to bed. Sure am. He don't want me to, but I'm going to pray for him. But I can't blame him. That's like me blame a dog because they chase a cat or whatever. That's what they do.
And because they bark.
But we practice righteousness. That's if they're practicing righteousness, then they are righteous. That's according to the word. And like I don't have a Bible. I have no desire to sit down and write one. So I just got to go by the one that's given to me.
You got that right.
And I got to double check that one because people want to keep slipping this in and slipping that out and
writing it, rewriting it, add their own private interpretations
Queen
and everything
James.
else. Yeah, Queen James. Yeah, a new one.
Yeah,
out on the market. Well, anyway, I tonight you actually got loaded with a lot of wisdom and knowledge how they actually function in this world. You need to be discreet. Watch your six. Every time you go outside of the confines of your home, be aware of your surroundings. Be aware who's in front of you and behind it, even in the aisle on the grocery store. Be aware of your surroundings. If I'm ever out shopping with Sister Carol, because usually two sisters go, but if I'm ever with Sister Carol, I'm very Carol's shopping, so she don't stress out and worry about all that because she know I'm doing it. I'm watching everything because I tell you, saints. First of all, number one, we had a disadvantage because we live in a hostile environment. But we have an advantage because we have the Ruah, the Holy Spirit. But you have to understand, we live in Satan's world. This is the Hasatan's world right now. So you automatically in hostile
and you a target.
Mm-hmm.
You the target. The wicked folks ain't the target. They already his. They're in sin, and they are his pastors.
Yep.
They are his evangelists, and they doing his work. He's after those that are practicing righteousness because he gotta dirty us, soil us,
there you go,
or kill us.
That's right.
That's his goal.
And you need to understand, saints, that since you are in a hostile environment, are you listening to me? Since you're in a hostile environment, that means any time that Satan wants, he's got all these people out there in this world who are subject to him at his will. That means this person over here that's on this crazy drug can just literally go stark raving mad on you in the middle of a grocery store.
And if you read that book, which I hope you're doing, he will make war
with the saints.
And you're not going to Disney World on timeout. He will make war. So you be wise, since you're going to be a warrior, whether you want to be one or not, to go ahead and prepare for that role. Just like if you knew you were coming to Straitway and you were going to be expected at Passover, brother so-and-so, sister so-and-so, you're going to be expected to cook for 300 people. You be a fool to show up with no thought and no plan, right? Because you're going to be expected to be a cook. So what you going to do? Well, probably a lot of you going to try to wiggle out of it.
Yeah.
But when that don't work, you're going to say, oh boy, what am I going to cook? Guess what? The book tells you he's going to make war on you.
You better believe it.
So therefore, you're going to be a warrior. So you will be wise. You do what you want to. You would be wise. On the movies, everybody's good at warrior right off. It don't work like that. Be wise to put some preparation into it.
Yep. Hey, y'all be wise to take this wisdom too, because this has been pretty good talk here tonight. This has been pretty good talk. We're not going to take phone calls tonight. Y'all save y'all questions for next week, because like I said, Brother Mike's been up since 10 o'clock last night. I've been up since 3 o'clock this morning, and he's been on the road driving, and 10 hours of driving wears anybody out. And then all that, getting wore out by dealing with this utter stupidity. The dismal ignorance is just appalling, man. It's off the chain. You cannot make this stuff up, man. You can't do it. Sometimes I do have to sit back and laugh, brother. I really, truly do, just to keep my sanity.
It gets disgusting enough that then it's just funny. It's just, and we were talking about paying attention. Me and Sister Kim, I'm a private investigator now. And so I formed a LLC and had to go open a bank account and all this. I'm in the banker's office. His name's JC, and not really paying any particular attention. He's doing all this paperwork about this thick to open his bank account. And about 15 minutes into it, he's a nice guy, kind of quiet. And he's like, Mr. Holland, I really like you. And he ain't said nothing out the way to that point. I was like, well, I appreciate that. Again, I'm thinking, oh Lord, where are we getting ready to go? He said, everybody that's walked in this bank, he said, I see you keep glancing over your shoulder. He said, you keeping up with everybody that's coming in this bank behind you. Now that got my interest, because that means he's paying attention.
Right.
And I was like, well, what makes you think that? He said, oh, I was in the Army, and I can tell people who have some situational awareness. I said, well, I try to pay a little bit of attention. And he was like, oh, he didn't stop there. He's like, no, you pay a lot of attention. He's like, I like that. And so when you find somebody else that pays attention, pay attention to them to find out why they're paying attention. They may be doing it just out of common sense, due diligence. They may be doing it for some other reason. Peyton and Noah.
Yep.
13 and 12. We had the incident at McDonald's. We sitting there eating. They noticed the gang members not eating. I didn't point it out to them. They pointed out, look, they came in and they're taking pictures with their cell phone and they're not eating. that made me just as happy as I could be.
I've been proud.
Do you know how many of you saints would be sitting there stuffing that fish sandwich, eating that quarter pounder?
Way off in La La Land.
Pay attention.
Way off in dumb, dismal, utter ignorance, mind-numb land.
Some people say I'm paranoid. I'll take it. That's fine. You'll call
Well,
me
okay,
paranoid.
well.
You know
but
what?
I do know one thing.
When the gunfight starts, I plan on getting the
there
first shot.
There you go. It won't be no surprises. Will be no surprises.
And if I can't get the first one off, I'll settle that we'll go at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, if I live to be 87 years old and never have that problem, glory, praise Him. But I'm going to be ready because the book has told me that the enemy is going to make war. It doesn't say on some of the saints. It doesn't say on the saints in Chicago.
There you go.
It doesn't say. It says on all the saints.
On all the saints.
And so since I'm practicing righteous, that includes me. And
you got that right.
Since he's been working on this for several thousand years, I ain't got that much time, so I got to like double up.
You better believe it.
You got to double up too.
Diane Martin says that, yeah, Brother Derek, he does the same thing. Brother Derek, I know what Brother Derek does. He should. I mean, Brother Derek's an airborne ranger, so he better learn. He better pay attention. I know it's in him. It's ingrained in him. And don't think because all three of us are veterans that we just got it in us.
You just have to do it.
This is a do it. This is a learned behavior. Just because you do certain things don't make you an expert or something. You have to actually get out of your own little utopia of ignorance. And because I've been there before. I know what it's like, and it's dangerous. It is a very dangerous place to be. You better believe it. You better believe it.
Critical thinking. You can test your spouse or whoever your
I do it with my wife all the time.
I'll pass it down. If I went to Walmart a while ago, how many people you see over there in sporting goods?
Mm-hmm.
What color coat was the man wearing?
Mm-hmm.
Law enforcement does these things. Pay attention. And you'll find once you do it, it's an exercise. It's like any other muscle. Once you start doing it and you start going out your way to do it, then your mind will start doing it on its
automatic.
own. And you'll start casting people, stereotyping. You call it whatever racial profiling. I don't care what you want to call it. If I see somebody that's looking shady, dressed like a gangster and got a big bulky coat on, when I rode through McDonald's and I racially profiled some Glocks that was down by some sides. I didn't even see the people. I saw Glocks. I had to, when I called 911, then I had to go, first I described the weapons. Then I described the people because I kept an eye on the weapons. Then when she's like, can you describe the people? Oh, yes, I certainly can. Then I'm looking at people and license plate. Number one was I want to know where the swords were. But it's just something you practice. And you'll practice it the first time when you go out and you start challenging yourself or someone else to pay attention. That's all you got to do. Because really, when you're paying attention, you can see these people acting the fool.
Yep.
5 or 6 dudes following some woman out in the parking lot. They ain't bought nothing at the grocery store and they following her out in the parking lot. That's a problem. Unless you got, what's the Duggar? Ain't that lady with all them kids?
Right.
Unless she's the Duggar lady, she got a bunch of kids.
And all she got nothing but just a bunch of targets that will insulate her from gunshots.
So, pay attention. And saints.
Don't know what, it just, it's almost like playing that one-string banjo. It seems like we always end up on these situations. We always talk about this. Talk about it gathering of the saints till they're blue in the face.
But some
make
a move.
Yeah.
It's like trying to put a rocket pack on a turtle. Eventually you get it on one. And it'll bring you peace because you think you have peace by ignoring it, but you really don't. What you have is denial. And the spirit will let you know. Psst, 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 psst. You watch that on the news and it just bothers you. Like, man, that could be me.
Yep.
Once you have some awareness and you have the ability to defend yourself.
You know the sad part though is today when people hear all these things that are going on in the world today, people don't even actually think that it's ever going to happen to them.
Including the ones going in the ground.
It's always those other people, and they really truly don't even feel the least bit sorry.
Not in this neighborhood.
Yeah, that was them. They don't care nothing about it because their own little life ain't been disturbed. But that's what happens. That's what happens when you're in this normalcy bias attitude and state. It has never happened to you, so therefore it can never happen.
I live out. I wish I could live out
further.
How far? I don't know. I can't think of the middle of Kansas somewhere where I can see forever.
Forever.
But you know what? I don't really worry about it because my trust and my faith is in him.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's going to provide for me as long as I'm doing his labor.
But he's done everything he needed to do to make sure he's obeyed. So if anything else happened, after I done put up all these roadblocks, I've done obeyed, I've done what you said, I've done warned the people, and all this come. So if I am, hey, if anybody crossed the line and step over the line from that point on, if necessary, I'm justified.
Gonna light him up.
Gonna light you up. Gonna light you up.
You know, if somebody comes to my house, to our community, you saints that have been there, if they at my front door, banging on the door, crawling in the window, they are suicidal. They're not homicidal. They're suicidal. I've bent over 3 times backwards, cracked my back, and had somebody hook a winch and pull me back around. Just because I don't want to answer for somebody that didn't know. I ain't talking about answering to a judge or the law. I'm talking about answering to the judge that counts. So they have to go out their way. You know, I got a place at the house now. They do concrete buildings, big buildings like for the federal government. You know, Marine Corps headquarters and all this. Well, they pour hundreds of thousands of pounds of concrete a day. At the end of every day, they take and pour out these 2,400-pound roadside blocks that you see. Well, you know, they pick them up with a hook and set them down. Mm-hmm. The anti-vehicle barriers you have to weave through.
Yep.
I know a gentleman that worked there. And got to talking with him, whatever. He said, man, we drowning in these things. Because, you know, the government buys them for the roads, but they make more of them than they can sell. Mm-hmm. And I said, well, I'd like to get a couple of them. He said, for what? I said, I really don't know. But if you find out how much he would charge me for them, $25 a piece.
Oh, man.
For 2,500
staggered, man.
Ask Brother James. 2 or 3 times a week. If I get $75, I go pick up 3. Mm-hmm. They're all up the driveway.
Stagger them. Yeah,
I'm going to get them just as long as I can get it. I can stack them up and make buildings. You know, they stack them up to put mulch in. Mm-hmm. You know, they lock together. They got little knobs on them. So they lock together. People, and in my little hometown, they see me riding through there. What are you doing with them barriers? I'm like, well, I'm going to use them for a goat fence.
There you
go.
People
ain't got no more sense than to think.
Oh, okay.
That's
all
good.
Right. Yeah.
I hope they never need them. But you know what? You can build a building out of them. You can build a backdrop to shoot out of. We done put them across the road up there and got 2 extra ones. Nobody paid no attention to them 2 extra ones. So just run down there with a tractor. That's the no trespassing sign that counts. America's too lazy to walk. If they can't drive, they ain't going to come. And so why did I buy them? Well, because they cost like $2,600. And so if the Most High moved all of heaven and earth to line that up for $25, I'm gonna get it for $25. That's. I'll be a fool not to.
You can't beat it. Can't beat it.
But you got to do something. And you know, when does it stop? You know, I often think, you know, I get in this lull and I'll be like, well, you know, I'm probably about where I need to be. I was there not too long ago, and then situation changed. More people started growing community. Well, guess what? Now I'm where many of you are right now. I feel like I'm at the start of this thing. I have just the beginning. And I got all this distance to go. Because if you think it's hard to prepare for your house and 2 or 3 people, start thinking about if you're going to have to prepare for your house and 55 people that show up because they were unprepared.
Yep.
Now, I'm not talking about pagans and Christians. I'm talking about
Israelites.
Hebrew Israelites. My spiritual family. Yep. Because guess what? The word tells me I can't say no.
That's right.
That's the secret. Now, if you show up, you ain't done nothing. I've been telling you and telling you and telling you. Now we're going to get to that. Are you really a brother?
You got that right.
Because you've done nothing.
And get ready to be told what to do, too. Because we ain't going to have no dissent. Nah. No rebellion. We ain't going to have none of that. We're going to have total order.
The world is watching a show called The Walking Dead now. I don't know if any of y'all watch that. It's
don't know what that is.
It's in its 3rd season, I think. But basically, zombies break out. And the whole world goes to nothing. But it's really not about the zombies. It's about the decay of society.
Exactly.
And these people coming together and having to make it. Having to find food.
They're going to do whatever they can.
Having to establish order. Well, the whole first season of that show was about the guy that was in charge that was making the right decision. Everybody wanted to beg and squabble and be the boss and do their own thing and jeopardize.
And
people.
they wanted to buck up against him and stuff and fight against
Finally, I think in season 2, he sat him down and had a talk. He said, look, I don't want to be your leader, but I'm going to be my leader. And if you're going to stay here, you're going to shut the up. And you're going to do what I say or
you getting out, we're going to put a bullet through your head.
If you stay here, you can go now. But if you stay here and you buck, bang. People don't realize. And, I've been speaking to prep groups for a long time like, me and Pastor Dowell could be up there at the Outback Steakhouse drinking a beer and eating a steak, and we get to arguing about whether we want peanut butter or rice. And we got so much ego involved. We blah, 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 blah. And then we storm off and we mad for 4 or 5 weeks, and then we come back together and have another beer. We forget about it. And in a real situation, that doesn't work.
No.
You got to have something that I hear a pastor talk about a lot, and most people have no idea. It's a D word. You would think it was 4 letters, but it's not. Discipline. Do it because the person in charge said do it.
Right.
I have dug ditches over here to fill in this hole.
Over there. Yep.
And then when you finish, you might get something to eat. Then you dig out the ditch you just filled up.
And put it back.
Last time I was here, we were working up there, and the young brothers were supposed to sweep water out. And for whatever reason, you swept the water out. And I was telling Brother Dowell, I said, well, Brother Dowell, I said, what we need to do is get some toothbrushes and a 55-gallon trash can of water. I know you know where I'm going with this. Pour 55 gallons of water in the middle of the floor, give everybody a toothbrush, and have them that sucks.
Sweep the water.
But I tell you what, once you do that 3 or 4 times, because we're Americans, once you do that 3 or 4 times, I promise you, the next time you told to mop the floor dry,
there ain't gonna be no problem.
Because you love that mop, man. That mop, big old thing compared to. And when you mopping with a toothbrush, it doesn't work as good as you think it does, and you don't think it works too good. It don't work that good.
And I can hear people out there right now actually think that you're talking about toothbrushes and water. Now, go back to sleep. Go back to sleep. You missed it.
It's just, and the biggest thing is, well, I don't know. It's hard to say. Americans don't want to do it because they're lazy.
Yeah.
I'm better than that. I don't deserve that, whatever the case may be. But then even a bigger problem is, well, who put you in charge? Well, where are you at? Did I come to your house? Have I ever come here and told you what you need to do?
No,
or
sir.
what I need? When I come here, I do what I'm told. I do what everybody else is doing because I came here.
And likewise, I'm going to his house. I'm going to do what I'm told.
If I don't want to...
How can I help you?
If I don't want to submit myself to authority, stay home.
Stay home.
It's America. You can stay right at your house and be the king of your castle.
And most of you do stay at home until you say, Pastor Dowell, can you help me? Pastor, can the brothers help me? Can you... Can't get no help out of you, though, but you want us to come and help anytime you call, though.
I can promise you, I don't know one person that can't submit to authority that is any good at being in a position of authority. Because if you are abusive, 9 times out of 10 it's because you being abusive because you exerting that power.
Right.
I got some power. I got some. No, you got responsibility.
Yeah, that's what
and
it is.
That's a whole nother ball of wax. But saints, Passover's coming, and so that's good news. That hallelujah, we got a feast day, but please don't rest in the chair and nap between now and then.
Yeah.
Get your house in order. Get that leaven out of you. I'm not talking about your cabinet. Get it out of you.
Right.
Part of that leaven is sloth, laziness, lack of readiness. And I'm not talking just to you. I'm talking to me. I'm talking to all of us because we all got the same flesh and we all got the same temptations. Clean the leaven out. Get it out. And be about it because you don't know. Something might go down and I have to show up with 11 saints to your house. Or pastor may have to show up with 40 souls.
Saints. Yep.
Wow. And then how many people going to open the door? Come on in. Now I realize I would say come on in. You probably would. Most people would say come on in that first day. By that end of that next day, when there's no hot water,
there you go.
Ain't no food. We don't know what we're gonna do. Everybody ill because it's gonna.
I'm gonna find out, see what you're made of.
I think we ought to just get a team about 10, 12 saints.
Mm-hmm.
Try to get the ones that are a little gruff.
Yeah.
And just be like Publishers Clearinghouse. We'll call it Levin Clearinghouse. Coming to a saint near you.
You got that right. But it's all there to help you. All this information is there is to actually to submit thoughts, at least to your ears, where you otherwise may not even ever considered or even thought about it. And I know a lot of times when you hear us talking that you think that we're actually talking at you. No, but we are at the same time because we want to stimulate. Bam! Thought, because you can look out and see, and you don't have to be some type of prophet or prophetess to be able to figure this out. We are in a societal decline. Inflation is ravaging us right now. And we're on our last breath of life support.
We can't agree to cut growth in spending.
That is amazing, man. That
by a few percent when we got to cut what we spend
over 10 years.
Obama has a plan to reduce the deficit more than anybody else after he's out of office. Ain't nobody gonna follow that. We buy our own debt every month for more than what the sequester costs.
It's sad.
Now, when Bush was running up debt, it was unpatriotic, and
right.
I agree, it was. Obama said it's unpatriotic.
Now look at that hypocrite.
But look at him. He Bush 2.0 times 2.
You better believe on steroids.
And so that's going to impact that stock market. Right now, it's the Treasury is propping that stock market. And these people, these fools, I'm not, past performance is the best predictive of future investment. And please investigate all investments, blah, 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 all them little things. Why in the world? Stock markets at an all-time high. Buy into it.
I don't get it.
Buy high and sell when? Lower? You better take that stock market money or that money you're going to put in the stock market. You buy something that's going to hold value. We were up there in the tabernacle today. Took flow up.
Mm-hmm.
What I see? I see some nice, look like 3/4 inch treated plywood. I told Pastor, I said, that was a good investment.
It sure was.
A couple of brothers looked at me like, looking at the cinder blocks, and look, I said, what you paid for that plywood
way back ago? Then?
Woo! You done made out like a mad cat today.
You sure have.
You done made 3-4 times your money.
You got that right.
10 years ago, 3/4 inch treated plywood, maybe $25, $23, maybe $28. Go on buy you a piece of oak plywood today. Next time you're out and about, just stop at Lowe's or wherever and take a look at it. $80 some of that stuff costs for a piece of wood.
It's unbelievable.
And guess what? Food is going to be right behind. Behind. Already we got, close to 50 million people on food stamps.
What they going to do? What do you think is going to happen in America when there are no longer any food stamps available because the government's sick and tired of giving out all these?
Or the $200 won't buy you nothing.
Yeah. That $200 barely ain't really buying you nothing nowadays anyway.
And you go to the grocery store. I pick on Sister Kim all the time. Hey baby, I hope you're listening. We go in there to buy. We go into Walmart or whatever. We gonna food line. We gonna get groceries. You cannot walk out of there without spending $100.
No, impossible.
And ain't got nothing. You got two bags and spend $100. And here, me and Brother James, we putting things in order to try to raise 1,000 chickens this year. Guess what? I don't eat 1,000 chickens. So guess who is sweating and who's putting resources in to feed you? Same person that's doing it here. The pastor eats pretty good. The food here is the bomb. They're not going to eat 100 chickens this month. Not going to. No. Sweat, work, and discipline sacrifice for you. Many of you, I've never put my eyes on.
Right.
Some of you I have. Guess what? I love you all the same. And so, Brother James has seen even less of you. And our work and our labor and our sacrifice for you. So if we can sacrifice for you, let that be a little primer. The old pumps, you have to put a little in there to get it going.
We got to get rid of the selfish spirit. It's just got to go. It really, truly does. It's got to go.
Food poison. Somebody said food line equals
food poison.
If you buy it at the store, and let me put this, because some saints, keep that what sound, throw out what you think is not sound. A lot of you, I am not buying no can of this or can of that. I'm not buying. Guess what? When there is no food in your house,
you're going to wish you had that can.
You're going to say, man, I wish I had some GMO insert. Now, don't buy nothing unclean. Don't. I didn't say that. But GMO, oh, that's got too much sodium in it. You better buy
wish
something.
You had it.
You go better buy something. And you know what? If you go out and you eat at McDonald's, I'm not going to throw stones at you. If you eat at McDonald's once a week, every once in a while, just remember, you putting poison and garbage in.
Mm-hmm.
So when you put poison and garbage in, you got to push it out.
Yep.
With something. Now, you take a diet of poison and garbage, well, then you going to be full of garbage and be poison.
And poison.
Water. Flush as much. I have a vice. It's called an icy. I like the little ice drinks. Because they taste good. My flesh enjoys them. Guess what? My kids get to drink a soda occasionally. Matter of fact, let me change it. They can drink as many sodas as they want to. For every 16 ounces of soda, they got to drink 4 times the volume of water. It's a self-control problem. So they can put in the poison, but they got to flush it. And you know what? They don't drink that many sodas because they get tired of drinking
all that water.
They get tired of drinking water. You ain't but so thirsty. But I have, you know what? Most of the time when they get a soda, it ain't.
Yeah.
They'll keep it a day because they're drinking it for the taste. They're not drinking it just for feeding that spirit of addiction or whatever it is.
I couldn't believe the other day I had Coca-Cola, and it's been a long time since I drank some Coca-Cola. I did not realize how strong that thing was. That thing was pretty strong, bro.
It's like 2 cups of coffee, I think, and caffeine. But buy something, and you know what? When you buy it, please don't trust these labels.
No.
I'm trying to remember which one of the Jewish
rabbinical
certifiers,
Rabbi Kosher,
came out 2 weeks ago that listen closely now. They said 2 things are clean. I think it's the K. I could be wrong, but it's either that U or that K or whatever it is. These 2 things they determined were clean: human hair and pork skin enzyme. Because this is how they determined it. Because they had been modified to the point that they could not tell what it was by sight. And so therefore they were not scripturally at fault because it was processed to that point. And I heard that and I pulled my car off to the side of the road and laughed. I mean, I just got to laugh and feel like a little 6-year-old girl. And I'm like, the Jews have just come forward and said pork is clean. As long as I can't see it's pork, it must be clean.
And I bet they eating it too.
So, organic, I done told y'all, I don't know how many times what a joke that is. But the deal is, when you're hungry, you better have made some preparation. We pray often, we bless our food, especially if we eat out. Please forgive us for any unawareness. We have done all due discipline we can. And I don't say if somebody has slipped something in.
Right.
Because I have no doubt Monsanto. And what are we going to do when they take some pig DNA and put it in this corn and all that? I don't have an answer for you there, Saints. Pray.
Right.
That's all I can tell you. But put something away. Put some food away, some water away. Get a sword. Get off your rump. Get your gluteus maximus exercised and rolling.
Amen. Saints, we enjoyed each and every last one of you tonight. We actually made it an hour and 30 minutes. Actually made that long, so you got a lot of good information. We got to get up and hit it again in the morning. But hey, I hope that y'all have actually taken the advice. Listen very well, and I know you're going to go back in the archives, download it, and listen to it again. But listen to the broadcast again, and then see what we're talking about. See what spirit we're coming in. I know we're coming in the spirit of truth. But hey, we enjoyed each and every last one of you. We hope that each one of you should have a good night's rest and sleep. Y'all pray for us, all right? Y'all pray for us, and because we're fighting sin, hell, and the devil. I mean, on the front line here. We do pray for each and every last one of you who are able to attend a safe journey and a trip on the road when you come to Pesca service. This year's Passover at the turn of the year. I bless each and every last one of them. Looking forward. Brother Mike is looking forward to hugging each and every last one of you, seeing your faces, and some of you that has newly been invited. We're looking forward to seeing you as well. We're going to have a good time. It's always a good time whenever we lift up the Most High. Don't forget, we're going to have Saturday Night Live.
Saturday Night Live. And don't try to bring as many with you as you can. Go ahead and try to sweep a few of them out.
Get them purged out so that way you don't have to wear us out so bad. All right. God bless each and every last one of you in the sweet, precious, and strong, and victorious, and mighty, overcoming name of our soon-coming King, Yahshua HaMashiach. I will say shalom to each and every last one of you. You all have a good night and Yah speed. The King is coming.
Bless you, saints.
Uh-oh. Look at him looking.